Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here again, and it's Sunday afternoon, and it's been raining outside all day here in the Midlands. So I've just been toying around with some charts, really, having a look and seeing how things are going to develop through the rest of June. Just thought you'd like to know what the latest thoughts are and what I'm looking at. This is the prediction from the GFS model, and given the accuracy of forecasts in the short term over the last couple of days, I think it's far better just to take a look ahead and see what the overall pattern is going to be. Okay, so let me just show you these here. These are in 24-hour steps. This is 6 o'clock on Monday morning. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and just make it a little bit larger there. What I'm looking at isn't actually the surface pressure, which is shown on by these white lines here. What I'm looking at is the upper air situation, and we've got the 500 millibar chart on here as well. This is the geopotential heights at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet, and the lower the heights, the greener the colours, the higher the heights, the redder the colours, and loosely speaking, low heights equals cold, high heights equals warm. So here's the British Isles underneath here. I should say these charts are from weathercentral.de. Here's Monday. Now what I'm looking at is this little tongue of cold low heights in here, up towards the northwest of the country. Watch how, as we go through, this feature here, which is a trough, interacts with the surface area of low pressure and deepens it off. And it's that's going to bring relatively unsettled conditions, particularly for northern and western areas during this week, although I think limited rainfall to the east and south. Incidentally, to the north and west, even there it's probably going to be showers, but something reasonably significant in terms of rainfall. But just look what happens. Here's Wednesday, here's Thursday. Notice how that is getting choked off. Look, the cold air is getting cut off across the northern part of this trough, and then see by Friday how it's completely cut off, warmer air is going across the top, and this little pool of colder air gets left on its own out towards the west of the country as we get through in towards Saturday and into Sunday as well. In fact, by Sunday it's almost warmed its way through and leaves itself in the Atlantic. Now this means that the surface area of low pressure through these days probably weakens off. It doesn't deepen, it gets weaker and weaker as the cold air just warms through. So although we're going to get cold air aloft and relatively warm air at the surface, it means that any showers that come along will gradually be dying out as we get through towards the end of the week, with pressure slowly building. Always going to be the north and the west that's the focus probably for most of that rain. Now I was just going to show you as well the 850 temperatures, which are the temperatures at 5,000 feet, which is what we look at in terms of temperatures in the atmosphere overall, rather than looking at surface temperatures, because you see, the problem with surface temperatures is that it can give you a kind of a skewed view as to what temperatures are doing, particularly this time of year. As you know, you only need a bit of sunshine and suddenly those temperatures can rocket. So it's good to have a look at the 850 temperatures and just to see what happens. So here's the 850 temperatures for midday on Monday, and what we're looking at are the colours once again. These whites are the geopotential heights at 850 millibars, and the winds rotate around these in exactly the same way as they do around areas of low and high pressure. So around low geopotential heights, they'll be flowing in an anti-clockwise direction. Around high geopotential heights, they'll flow in a clockwise direction. So what I want to show you is the panel chart for the same time as we've just seen on the other set of charts that I showed you. So let's just bring that up for you. There we go. Look how this cold air at 850 is digging in as well as we go through the week. This is into Saturday now, and notice how it's all blocked off towards the west of the country. So we've got cold air running right the way through the atmosphere up to the weekend. So that's why we don't have this huge contrast in warm to cold from bottom levels of the atmosphere to top levels of the atmosphere, and that's why I'm not making the showers really heavy, across the west and north of the country. Eastern areas, as you can see, are generally staying warmer anyway right through, so less of a contrast between the surface and the upper air, so we don't have such a strong lapse rate, so the showers there aren't expected to be all that heavy as we go through the week, although there will be some heavy thundery rain around probably during the course of Sunday night into Monday morning. Interesting though, as we get through in towards the back end of the weekend, the GFS picking up on this and the ensemble model doing the same as well. Look how we get warmer air just nudging in by Monday and into Tuesday of next week, so significantly warmer air. It stays relatively chilly at upper levels, look here, so that may well increase the risk of some thunderstorms across southern and central areas as we get through towards the beginning part of next week, even though pressure is going to be building. So what about as we get through in towards June? Let's just show you some of the stuff that I'm looking at as we get through in towards June, and we'll take a look first of all as the CFS prediction. Now you do have to treat these with a bit of salt, but it's interesting just to see where they're going for the next few months. These are updated on a daily basis. They're from the NWS NSIP site, and this is the precipitation anomaly for June, taken from initial conditions from the 5th to the 14th of May and produced on Saturday. Now what you can see here is normal rainfall across the south of the UK for June, but up there in the north across Scotland we've got increased rainfall predicted. July everywhere is in the greens, and it's predicting around 120 to 130% of normal rainfall through July. This is kind of backing up our summer forecast. I've always been saying that I thought the summer wasn't going to be particularly brilliant and that there was going to be spells of rain around, and it could be wetter than normal too, and summer really could pass us by somewhat, and this is starting to back me up now. August as well looks starting to show wetter conditions than normal, not soaking wet, but wetter conditions than normal across the south of the UK. And incidentally, I should say, look at July here, it's wet across much of Europe, wetter than normal across much of Western Europe again for August, although the north of the country in August probably around about normal. September showing around normal conditions, but far wetter than normal for southern parts of France, for northern parts of Spain. And as we go into October, things starting to dry out through October and into November as well. Near normal rainfall through November, although still wetter than normal across Europe. What's the reason for this? Well, I'll go into it in more detail over the coming days and weeks, but essentially the reason for it is this. It's the sea surface temperatures. This is the anomaly from satellite taken on the 2nd of June, and the redder colour showing us where warmer water than normal is, the bluer where colder water than normal is, and you can see how around the British Isles water is generally above normal, so we've got a greater temperature contrast from the surface to the upper air, but the prediction is that these warmer sea surface temperatures aren't going to last. Let me just show you this chart here. So this is the global sea surface temperature. We're right up here just off the chart unfortunately, but there's the south of the UK. Look at the prediction for June. Overall is that sea surface temperatures fall off and become near normal, and that's what happens through July, although the North Sea is warmer than normal, and again through August, look, and into September, right the way through to the end of the year. Sea temperatures generally near normal, and this is probably all to do with the La Nina gradually warming through over the next few months. But I'll fill you in about that. I could go on and on and on, as you've probably guessed, but for now, thanks for watching. I hope that's been of interest to you.